So a couple videos ago, I lined 5 machines up and was like, I gotta figure out what we're gonna work on. And that's really kind of too much at any given time. Not that I won't take that on, but to try to complete anything and get through it, it's just a bit much. So I decided to add the 6th project. So that truck, I miss it so much. And it is time to get the drivetrain out of it and into this guy over here. If you look at this one, you know, it kind of broke the axle, you know, got a little crunched right there. Needs a windshield. But my biggest concern was actually right down there. If you can see that, that little clean spot, I wet my finger on that and the paint came off, and that's behind the suspension. So I know the frame's tweaked. I think that rim is bad. So the goal for today is to get this bed off and get this front clip off. The old engine is still in this truck. So there we go. 5.9 Cummins with a hole. Maybe you can see it from down here. Anyhow, down there's a big hole in the block. So I'm gonna get this front clip off right down to the bumper, and the rest of the drivetrain is already out of this truck. So then start disconnecting this thing, get stuff off to the sides, and get this guy up and out. Learn real quick that these nuts don't want to come off, but I have a trick for that. You just take the breaker bar, which is a ratchet attached to a pipe with a chrome socket on it, because apparently I don't got an 18 impact driver. And you pull on this until it snaps off. Just like that. I feel like I'm hitting the butt or the cab here. I might need help for this. Got it. Back there you see the heater lines, solenoids right here. I don't think there's much going on down there anymore. These wires do wrap around to this side and go down to various places on the motor. Also going to need to disconnect the fuel lines. They're going to be in the back. And we'll just start picking away at this until it looks like there's nothing attached anymore. Then we'll pull it out, tear something in half, and then, you know, learn something. First, I'm going to end up tearing off this front bumper and stuff because I won't be using it, and it'll just get it the heck out of the way. Oh yeah. After doing a little actual research on this, what I found is you either need to pull the head or you need to lift the cab to get these motors out of here. This is proving to be too much for the yard, however. You know, the tilted surface and all that good stuff, so I'm gonna have to drag this thing into the shop. Alright, I got this body lifted a little bit. Now, you only broke off 3 bolts getting the body lifted like that, so that's nice. Tuck these guys in. Make sure we're not snagging anything else. Just gotta watch those wires hanging down off the back of the motor. Get a little bit higher here. That's how you get all the water out of the tire. Bring it in your shop and lay it down. Comes right out there. This morning, what I'm going to do is strip this thing out for a couple reasons. One, all the parts on these things, you know, everything's always $500 every time it breaks. So anything that may be good on it, I am going to pull and set aside. And, you know, I've never been inside one of these motors, so I wanted to see what it's about. So, there's the problem. You can see a rod right down there. I ripped off the turbo manifold, some stuff off the front of it, alternator, AC compressor, just to get it out. It gave me a little bit more clearance. It would have came out without taking those off, but every once in a while when I tried to lift it, that turbo was going hard into the shock tower. Oh yeah, look at that. Now we got an extra one of those if we need it. Ah, I love stuff. All this stuff is awesome. Let's move the computer. Bolts didn't go on the floor, obviously. They just did. I swear I think it's just fucking pinched. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we'll loop that around. And then loop this around. And then loop this around. And then we'll loop this around. There, that looks so much nicer now. Because I'm so good at this, I just looked at it, I knew it was this size. It's bigger. Probably gonna squirt shit at me. No. Okay, now how does it come out? Huh. Oh, gee whiz. That's set up to be like pressed out. I'm gonna press it out with a hammer. And this is why you keep a handy dandy brass punch around too. Because this will mar before that will mar. Be nice to have somebody to catch this. Oh, that is way heavier than I thought. Man, look at that rod. This is wild over here. This is just like I'm ready for the head. Well, I'm always ready for head. But don't need that. Don't need that. This engine still freaking ran. Like, that's just wild. I don't even know how. So Paulie was gonna come over with a piece of equipment and drag that other truck in for me. He's told me he'd call me around 10 this morning. It's about 11 now. Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
It's 11:19 a.m.
11:19 a.m. See, I was pretty close. So, onto the head. 18 mil, maybe, looks like. Wow. Oh my God. Huh, weird. Wow! That piston is cracked right in half. It looks like it kissed the valves, but I swear it also looks like it's higher. I don't understand it at all. Here's the rod for that piston. Never even really noticed it. Of course, there was a lot of stuff in the way. And it actually blew this freaking cam out, which is insane. And the thing still actually ran. Let's dig at that real quick. See if we can get some souvenirs here. One souvenir. Well, we can see what happened here. That rod went bang! And that crack traveled all the way up the top of that piston. Didn't come down this side though. That is cool. So I'm going to start by pulling the drive shafts and the transfer case, then the transmission, and then I'm going to start working at getting in here to get to this engine and figuring out where to salvage it. Let's get stripping. I do that on the side. I think that rim is a little bent. Alright, so I've unbolted all the nuts on the transfer case here, disconnected the one wire, and there's a vacuum or a vent tube for it. Strap this guy up, put a jack underneath the transmission so that'll hold steady when I pull this out. And I'm just going to push this up a little bit, take some pressure off of it. And if it's free, I should be able to roll it back. Maybe go a little higher with it. we'll use the auto lower. Whew, tippy. First major component out of the truck. Come on, little buddy. Get a jump. There we go. Now, we gotta get this transmission. And it's always a freaking mess. There's no drain plug on these pans. I'm sure somebody makes one with one in it. Maybe I should find one. But yeah, I'm gonna strap back underneath this. I need to unhook all the wires, the lines, the dipstick tube. I like you better over here where I'm not gonna hit you. I also got this short extension here, so I can get up to that dipstick tube bolt. Got it. I guess I'm gonna go yank on this dipstick tube and see what kind of mess we make. Oh no. And that's why we don't leave the camera down there. Can't really see, but up here I took lines and electrical connectors off. Got some rags stuffed in there to try to cut down on the spillage. There's one of the lines right there. All of the bolts are out. There's also a bracket up top that holds the wiring harnesses. So I gotta watch that as I pull back. I've lifted up with the transmission jack right here. So I'm about ready to pull this strap back out. Put you over here where I can knock you over in a minute. Lift up a little more here. Pop this strap. Remove that line. And we'll start to give a tug here. Oh, look at that. That was simple. Okay, now we'll start bringing it down. Just watching to make sure that I don't grab any lines or anything. Woo! Tip into the side pretty good. Alright, forget that. I'm looking pretty good here. And with the way that this thing is leaning right now, I kind of want to get it down quickly. Wow. This jack is just leaning so bad. Woo! It was at this moment he knew he fucked up. gonna lose this thing. There it goes. Great. Well, I'll bet we lost some fluid now. Come to a very tough realization here. You know, my intent was to take this out of this truck, this engine, and put it in the other truck. Now, it does have a little bit of damage, but I got up here to the wiring and I noticed that it is different. This is an 04, yeah, this is 2004. The parts truck is a 2005, and I figured we wouldn't have an issue. Same body style, 24 valve motor, but unfortunately, it is different. And I guess to actually get the truck to work, I did a little bit of research here. The ECM's got to match the body, and I would have to take the computer from the other engine, the parts engine, and put it on this one. And it would work, it would run. But they've got different cam, different pistons, different injector timing, so it would actually run poorly. So unfortunately, with what I have at the moment here right now, there is nothing that I can really do with this. I have a destroyed truck with, it had a good drivetrain. Transfer case and transmission would be fine for the other truck, but I still need another engine because this one's just not going to work. In the meantime, I'm still going to pull this guy out, and I'm just going to sell off anything that's worth some money. But you've already seen me pull one engine out, and I don't think there's any point for me to show that again right now. Rather than trying to use the camera and get around on this thing while I finish this up, which there really isn't that much more, I'm just going to shut it off and I'm going to get some work done. After talking with a buddy about my situation, he mentioned, well, you could just change the pistons and the injectors. The cam is actually still the same in this. So either that or a custom tune. I'd like to rip the engine down anyhow, so I guess the project is still on. There's always a way to make it work. Saw that one coming, right? I think that's the last part we need out of this truck. Pretty stripped out. Fuel tanks over there. Fender. You know, all the goodies that go under the hood. Some of the goodies that go inside, the fuel tank, the rear end, the front suspension. Not much more.
I'll get the chain.
Okay.
I got the chain. Master got me working.
Can't use any of this footage.
Someday Master set me free. Wonder how much my truck's gonna slot with a block going in it from the Cummins. That was a lot of weight swinging towards your face. Scared you a little, huh?
Thanks for watching and making it all the way to the end of the video. I know it was a long one. I'm trying a little bit of a different format here, so if you would, let me know in the comments what you think about it, what I could do differently, what I did good, what I did bad. Join me in the next videos on this project, which will be tearing this engine down, freshening it up, at least new gaskets and whatnot, see what's going on inside of it, maybe changing the pistons out in it. Also be doing cab corners, inner and outer rockers on the truck, and doing the frame on it as well, suspension. So if you would, subscribe and join me on those videos too. Again, thanks for watching.